Today on Marble and Rosemary, we are going to make something so fun and so yummy. We've been doing it pretty much every night all summer and we haven't gotten sick of it. And I think that maybe you're gonna love it too because it is so good and so yummy. So subscribe, press the notifications, and let's get going. So what I'm making today is a summer salad bar. And I know we're to the end of summer, but we're still loving the summer salad bar and it's almost 100 degrees. So this is how I'm doing it. It's kind of a little bit elevated, not your typical salad bar, and it's all fun kind of girl ingredients. In case you wanted to even make it better or bigger or fill it out a little bit, serve it with grilled chicken, but we like it just like this. So what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna get your greens. So here's the greens, and I just buy these from Costco, but you can get them pretty much anywhere. They're just mixed greens and they're a good assortment. You've got all the different kinds that we love. Then what it makes it so yummy is to do fruit. So we've got fresh sliced peaches, we've got strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, and fresh grapes. You can use purple or you can use green. They're so good, but really any kind of fruit you love. And then what you add to it is 3 kinds of cheeses. So I have the flaked Parmesan, which I love so much, and feta cheese if you want something a little bit more savory, and then of course a creamy goat cheese, which is so good. Then in addition to that, what you're gonna serve it with, now these are very simple salads, but they are so good, is candied pecans, sliced almonds, and pistachios. And then your guests can put together any kind of a combination of greens and fruit and nuts and cheeses all together. And then what you're gonna top it with is my homemade specialty dressing, which is, you make it with citrus, and it's so delicious. It's like a lemon poppy seed dressing or a fresh lime poppy seed dressing. So good. You top it off with that and people will go crazy. And then I like to serve it with just fresh baked bread and brie and a little bit of sparkling water. And then you've got yourself a beautiful summer garden salad bar, a little bit elevated, a little bit girl friendly because it's yummy with fruit and sweet. And then there you have it. All right, now we're gonna make the dressing and you're gonna love it. It's so, so, so good. It's so yummy and it's super simple. It's just things that you have in your kitchen. You know how sometimes when you're gonna make a salad and you're like, oh, I'm so excited to make this dressing, and then you look and it has 12 ingredients? That is not this. This has only just a few. So what you wanna do is you're gonna start with sour cream. I like Daisy brand the best. It's super good, it's super creamy, and it's only got just a few ingredients in it, like cream and salt, I think. Anyways, you're gonna wanna use that. Then you're gonna wanna just use regular sugar. You can use honey too if you want to. And then you need to get either lemons or limes or oranges or all of the above, and then poppy seeds. And that's it. All right, so if you're doing it for the party setting, you might want to make one of each. So either lime, lemon, or orange. But if you're doing it just for your family, I usually just make one batch of it. And I think we should start with the lime, which is my favorite. So what you're gonna wanna do is you're just gonna wanna measure out your sour cream. This is 3/4 of a cup. And then you're gonna wanna do, these are kind of tiny limes. So you might wanna get a couple. If you get a really big one, you could probably just do one. But you're just gonna lime it. If you wanna add zest, you can add zest, but sometimes I just can't be bothered with zest. And so you're just gonna take that, you're gonna take your sugar, you're gonna sprinkle that onto your sour cream, you're gonna add your lime juice. Another reason I love limes is because they have no seeds, and that makes it a beautiful thing. And you're just gonna whisk that together. Now, when you whisk it all together, it's not as thin as you like, so at this point you can add something else, but I just usually add water to it, and that makes it really yummy and thin, whatever kind of consistency you want. That's just gonna come together. Then you can add however much you want. If you wanted it super thick dressing, you can have that, or you can add, I usually add about 1 to 2 tablespoons of water to it, and just whisk that in. And kind of going in stages helps you so you're not so splashing it everywhere. And you think, oh no, I've added too much water. But then guess what? You haven't, and it's perfect. So once you get that all mixed in together, you're gonna add into it your poppy seeds. So that's like nice and smooth, that's pretty good. And you can just measure in however many you want. I usually just do about 1/4 or 1/2 teaspoon, and you just sprinkle those in, and you just whisk that around, and then you have the most delicious dressing. It's so, so, so good. And right now you're thinking, that's a lot of poppy seeds, but once you get it all mixed in, it's just perfect. You can skip that too if you don't like poppy seeds, but there you have it, lime, ta-da! So good. Now we're gonna make the lemon. So maybe what we should do with this one is we're gonna put zest in this one. So go ahead and zest up your lemon, and you probably don't need much more than 1/2 of a lemon of zest. You can do it with the lime or the orange, whatever. The orange one is the most subtle of the 3, but it's so delicious. And it kind of depends on what you want for your salad and what you're gonna put on. That's why it's kind of fun if you have a variety, if you set this up as a salad bar setting. So you get your lemon. Now usually with a lemon, because they're larger, you're only gonna need 1/2 of a lemon. And with that, we're gonna go ahead and add our sugar into our sour cream, same as before. And you're gonna add our lemon juice. So be careful because I don't want those seeds in there. No, don't even think about going in there. Of course, the lemon is the most tart, so that's gonna be probably enough. And then we're gonna add into it our a little bit of lemon zest. That's super good. And you're gonna whisk that in, all that together until it's smooth, same as lime dressing. As you whisk it, the sugar dissolves, and you can use honey too if you like the flavor of honey in there. Sometimes it's very flavorful with honey, so I just like a little bit of sugar. But once you've got it like that, then you're gonna add your water to it, and you're gonna whisk that. Now, if you feel like it's still too thick, you can add as much water until you get it to the desired consistency. Sometimes you need 2 tablespoons, sometimes you need maybe 3. So once you've got that going and you get it nice and smooth, you're gonna add your poppy seeds to that. Coming together, looks so good, perfect consistency. Now we're gonna add our poppy seeds. Mix that in. And look at that, gorgeous, yummy, delicious, tart and sweet, and so good. They're gonna love it. Ta-da! 2 dressings, done. 5 seconds. Well, maybe a little bit more than 5 seconds, but still pretty fast. All right, so here's a tip that I like to do for fresh fruit, and maybe you guys already know this, but what you want to do is you want to check for how it smells, and then what you really want to look at is the stems. If it's a grape, you want to get ones that the stems are just still fresh and green. That's the newest, freshest picked grapes, and that just makes them so yummy and delicious and firm and good. For your raspberries, I always just go for color. I try and get ones that have dark because that's going to be the sweetest and the most juiciest, but you don't want it too dark. So that's kind of something to learn, I guess. And then your blueberries, you want to get them nice and full and plump. Usually I go for the bigger ones because I think that those are so delicious. And then with your strawberries, it's the same thing. Look at your stems, make sure the greens are all, the tops are all beautiful and green and not shriveled or anything like that, and you'll get fresh strawberries. And for your peaches, of course, you can always just do that by how they smell. And that's kind of some tips to pick out the best and the freshest produce. Some of the cheeses that I really like to feature and to focus on are ones that are creamy and salty and flavorful, but there's brands that I really prefer. And so these are just my favorite. You might have your favorite, but this is what I love. So at Costco, you can get this brand, and it's not overly expensive, but it is so beautiful. The cheese is very fresh and it's not too sharp. Some of the other ones are a little bit more sharp, but I just love this one. It is so good, and that's a really good one. Another one that I really love is the President's Feta. It just has such a good flavor. It's already crumbled and perfect for salads. And then I do love the goat cheese, and you can get any kind of goat cheese you want. They all taste a little bit different, but if you love goat cheese, the one from Costco is really good. It's creamy and it's delicious. But my brie, I've decided I have a preference on the brie. So we all love President's Brie. It's so good. I'm not being sponsored by them, just so you know, but it is the best one out there. We went for a while with the Costco, and I was like, this is good, but then we tried the President's Brie again, and I was like, this is so yummy, and it's a clean and a simple flavor. I think the one from Costco is a little bit musty, and if you like that kind of earthy flavor, that's one to get, but don't hesitate to buy a nice wheel of brie. So that's some tips on cheeses. All right, we're gonna assemble one now, but before we do that, I'm gonna talk a little bit about the way that I decided to present this in the vases. And one of the ways that I think you can save yourself some time and trouble is by serving it in vases, because you're gonna shake out the ingredients onto your plate. So let's go ahead and assemble our salad. What you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna start with some greens. We're gonna just put those on top, and they're so pretty. And then your guests can choose whatever they want. I think one of my favorites is to do raspberries. And I just love how if you do it with a vase, your guests can just shake out the berries and the ingredients on there, and you just save yourself some trouble of dishes and awkward spoons. And then I love the shaved Parmesan on that. So pretty, so yummy. And then you're just gonna wanna top it with a little bit of your dressing, and you've got the most delicious, beautiful summer salad, perfect for end of summer, garden party, girl party, family dinner like we've been doing every night this summer. And there you go, yummy. I need some more dressing. So good.